Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so how do we classify epithelial cells? Simple is one cell thick. Stratified is multiple cells. Cell shape, flat, like a cube, like a column. So if we look at examples, a flat single layer cell is a simple squamous epithelium, simple cuboidal, shaped like a cube, simple columnar. This forms the cavities of the lungs. It lines blood vessels. Forms tubes in the kidney. This forms the digestive tract. We're not going to worry about these two. Stratified squamous lines the oral cavity, uh, the entrance to the reproductive system in females, but mostly the skin. So stratified squamous epithelium in the skin, this outer layer is waterproofed by keratin. So these cells eventually die and they rub off from friction and use of your skin. If you're riding a motorcycle and you fall down and scrape all your skin off, you've scraped off the top layer of stratified squamous epithelium. So simple squamous, if you look at it from the top, the lining of the gut has all these little flat cells that are connected like pavers on a backyard flagstone, or when you put flat stones to form a little deck or a little place to put your barbecue pit. So these are flat cells, simple squamous epithelium. They line the entire abdominal, pelvic, and thoracic cavities. Simple cuboidal makes up kidney tubules. Each cuboidal cell has a spherical nucleus and roughly the shape of a cube. Urine flows through these tubes, and the tubes process your urine, and that's how the bladder is filled. Simple columnar epithelium lines the intestines, stomach, large intestine, small intestine. The cells are shaped like columns, and they have extended oval nuclei. Microvilli increases surface area for absorption. And notice there's no blood vessels, and the cells are very, very closely attached, and there's a basement membrane. Below that is connective tissue. Pseudostratified ciliated columnar is found in the respiratory tract in the trachea. It's really one layer, but everybody says that it looks like a double layer or triple layer, but it's actually falsely stratified and it's one layer of cells. So there's a basement membrane, nuclei, columnar epithelium, and the cilia, which if you have dirt or a bacteria that can be trapped in mucus, then the cilia will move dirt, bacteria away from the lungs so that you can expectorate it once it gets into your nasopharynx or oropharynx, and you can expectorate, spit out the mucus. Everybody knows if you go to a really dusty day, you may have a lot of mucus that has dirt in it. You know, when you blow your nose, the mucus is often saturated with dust. So the cilia are going to move that mucus that is loaded with dust or particles or pollen or pieces of bacteria. So those cilia are going to sweep toward the oral cavity to get rid of those of the dust in animals that are not supposed to be there. We don't care, but we're not going to talk about transitional epithelium. We will talk about stratified squamous. It's stratified because it has many layers. These are called squamous cells. They're not flat. They're not flat until they get on the surface. So this will be on the surface of the tongue. So it has many layers. It's squamous cells, and it forms the internal skin. On the outside of the body, it's going to form your cutaneous, your integument, all of the skin that covers you. And in your cutaneous skin, you'll have this tissue waterproof with keratin. Keratin is a protein that is absorbed by these cells as they die and they become waterproof. That's really good on your outside skin because when it rains, you don't want to absorb water. Or you would be like Violet in what's that show with Gene Wilder, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? If you saw Violet, she got swollen with blueberry juice. So we can't have that because we don't want to be swollen with blueberry juice. So these in the skin, these cells are waterproofed and are impermeable. They will not let water in or anything in. All I want you to know about sweat glands, apocrine glands, just know that epithelial cells make up sweat glands. That's all we need to know here. So again, just worry about apocrine glands, sweat glands. Mammary glands are also apocrine glands. Bottom line is just know that glands are made out of epithelial tissue. Let's stop there and then move on with connective tissue. Stop recording.